This is Audible.
Positive Energy Heals from the Healing Energy series. Written by Teresa Lindley. Narrated by Kayla Quinn. Dedication. To those who have taught me the importance of positive energy. Acknowledgments. A special thank you to John Wesley Adams, who first suggested the birth of this book series and saw it through to completion. Without John's encouragement, the manuscripts would probably still be on my desk. He also offered creative assistance. I also thank friend Terry Kirscher for her editing skills and support. Popular psychology is full of advice on how to be more positive. We all want a more positive life. If we are being negative or facing negativity on a regular basis, we are probably completely unaware of it. Motivational speakers today would agree that using affirmations and being around people with positive energy is essential to a more prosperous life. The question remains, how are positive energy and negative energy different at an elemental level? In my previous book, Living Energy, I examined the all-pervasive role that energy plays in our lives. We are as affected by it as a fish is by the water. It is everywhere, permeating our every cell and spanning the farthest reaches of the universe. The 1999 movie The Matrix gives a great visual for understanding how living energy is everywhere you look. According to Morpheus, the Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us, even now in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world. While Keanu Reeves may have been released from a computer-generated illusion, it isn't that different from the way we use our eyes to see the world. We can choose to see only the outer shell, or we can learn to see the reality behind it all. In another familiar movie, Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi described it as an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us, penetrates us, and binds the galaxy together. Like the Force, living energy is everywhere, and yet invisible. Most of the universe is difficult to detect with our five senses. Atoms are propelled by a mysterious power that can only be explained by theories. Energy keeps them in constant motion, frequently changing forms. A typical campfire shows us how connected all energy is. A flint rock has enough potential power to spark 1,000,000 fires. The burning logs were once alive. As a tree, these pieces of wood were using water to turn the sun's light and the soil's nutrients into one of the tallest living things on Earth. The campers who were cold and agitated are now warm and feeling peaceful. The man reaches out to touch his wife's hand, and she smiles. Her thoughts change from her tired feet to the feeling of his comforting hand gently grasping hers. She tells him she loves him, and he replies. That night, their first child is conceived. From a rock and a tree, a cold winter night is transformed into a newborn baby. The same energy that can create a life can also destroy one. Let me offer another example, this time to illustrate the presence of both positive and negative energy. The energy available in a river's current was realized in ancient days. The oldest known dams were built by the Egyptians about 5,000 years ago. Each year, new methods are discovered for utilizing energy from alternative sources. As for dams, converting the flow of a river into enough electricity to light millions of homes is happening across the globe 24 hours a day. Within these lit homes, a phone is charging, upon which a woman will convince her best friend, thousands of miles away, not to end her life tonight. Did the river save the woman's life? All of it is connected. A television station, powered by that same dam, broadcasted the fall of the Twin Towers in New York City. The same energy from the river was manifesting as negative energy. Horrified spectators were glued to their televisions. Those images changed lives that day, negatively. This is a demonstration of the effects of negative energy. Millions of people around the world were haunted by nightmares of those horrible scenes. It was a supernova of negative energy. A terrorist attack burned on the minds of nearly every human being in the Western world. Negative energy can be changed into positive through the words, actions, and intentions of anyone. This type of shift naturally brings about healing, such as in the opening of the National September 11th Memorial Museum at Ground Zero in New York City. Negative energy is not always visible, but it can certainly be felt. When you feel sad, angry, sick, or irritated, you are sensing it. People-pleasing behaviors, disrespectful actions, and prejudice are also symptoms of negative energy. Unfortunately, this is just the beginning of a long list. The motivational speakers are right. We need to think positively. But how do we maintain a positive life in a negative world? The answer is simple. If and when we encounter negative energy, we must transform it. Transforming energy from negative to positive is like changing your mind. We merely need to change the frequency of our vibration. Think of what it takes to change the subject in a conversation, or how simple it is to change the channel on the radio. The character Maria from The Sound of Music famously changed negative energy into positive by teaching the song Raindrops on Roses to the Von Trapp children. We will probably find ourselves in antagonistic environments from time to time. This almost always involves being around individuals who are unhappy and complaining. They feed off of others' energy, leaving a trail of negativity behind them. We might feel sad or frustrated after talking to them. These emotions are the residue of negative energy. There are also times where we have individuals who leave us with an enormous sense of joy, positive energy. The time we spend with positive people often seems too short, filling our minds with thoughts like, I wish you didn't have to leave, or I am excited to share a new experience with you. Positive energy naturally creates a peaceful environment. For example, some of us experience a euphoric feeling when we know the bills have been paid, with plenty left for dinner with your sweetheart. On the other hand, we might experience a sense of dread if we focus on our unpaid bills. We do not have to overthink the fact that we are either comfortable or uncomfortable. We just know. With minimal effort, we can recognize positive and negative energy. It is not something that takes faith because we feel it whether we believe in it or not. Everything in the universe reacts to positive and negative energy. Notice how pets come to their human parent for comfort, love, and protection. They instinctively look for positive energy from their owners. A mouse, on the other hand, may quickly scurry away when spotted as a potential meal, even though it did not see the predator. Have you ever felt like you were being watched? Positive energy operates according to specific universal laws. These laws apply to life's daily decisions, no matter how seemingly mundane. We can improve our lives in significant ways by studying and implementing these principles. Recently, I accompanied a friend who was nervous to visit a government agency to take care of some personal business. From the moment we entered the lobby, we could feel the negative energy of those who had been waiting for hours to meet the one person who would determine their eligibility. As we took our place in a long line of individuals waiting to put their name on an even longer list, we discussed the negative energy that had apparently built up in the crowded room. Together, we decided to conduct a little experiment. Our goal was to set in motion a positive transformation of the energy in the waiting room. We started with our thoughts. With a quick, silent meditation, we shifted our thinking. Mindful of the people with whom we were sharing the space, we initiated a conversation to express the positive energy. We smiled and greeted those sitting around us. Others had been sitting for hours listening for their number. To our amazement, within minutes, the entire energy of the waiting room began to change. Angry, impatient faces turned into smiles. Conversation and laughter soon filled the waiting room. We can expect times when we will confront negative energy, and every person has the inner power to make a difference wherever we are. It is a choice. Will we try to ignore the negativity around us, or will we take the time to transform it? Religions use the terms good and evil to label the manifestations of positive and negative energy. In the context of this book, I am not referring to good or evil. Countless religious books have already been written about the difference between right and wrong. Using such loaded terms can cloud the issue. Everything is made of energy, and whether it is positive or negative has nothing to do with sin, virtue, or evil. Like an illness, negativity needs merely to be identified and treated. The 2006 self-help book, The Secret, is a modern incarnation of an ancient truth. The principle is correct. If you give off positivity, you attract more positivity into your life. The same applies to negativity. It is not magic. It operates in very predictable ways. It is also not a matter of willpower. You do not need to believe that being positive attracts more positivity. It just does. If you regularly and intentionally think about success, you will have conditioned your mental attitude to be more receptive to opportunities for success. Positive energy can be recognized in a person who helps you to realize your own success, giving you the light you need to make better choices. With positive encouragement, you will succeed, proving to yourself that the potential was within you all along. People who radiate negative energy can be easy to spot if you know how to recognize the signs. They may be impatient with the clerk at the store, or putting down people on the internet. Their actions will attract other people who find this type of behavior acceptable. Whether positive or negative, the law of attraction works every time. If you worry about getting sick all of the time, you will be far more likely to overreact to the slightest symptom, sending you to the pharmacy even when it is unnecessary. Any doctor will warn you that taking medicine when it is not needed is practically asking for additional health problems. It is no stretch to see how habitually thinking about getting sick can lead to getting sick. When someone has the attitude that they can't do something, they may never try unless someone steps in to offer a positive alternative. Negative energy leaves you feeling defeated. It vibrates at a different frequency, causes destruction, and manifests as fear or pain. Human beings have the power, through their intent and expression, to turn their potential energy into positivity or negativity. You can often sense the negativity radiating from a person through their body language, the tone of their voice, and in the words they use. The same goes for positivity. It is quite evident once we begin to notice it. While many go about life with no concern for what they are radiating, there are also many who are keenly aware of their ability to set the tone of their day by projecting a positive attitude. Those who extend positivity toward others are usually doing so on purpose. They may not be conscious of every little action they take, but they have developed a lifestyle habit of giving off a positive vibration. They know, from experience, you get what you give. People who care only about themselves will rarely experience the feeling of satisfaction you get from selfless sacrifice with a positive mental attitude. Parents strive very hard to pass this truth to their children, knowing it is the most rewarding and peaceful approach to life. Healing energy refers to the effect positivity has on everything around it. My recent move back to Arizona was a drain on my energy. I was fine for the first few days, but after taking my dear friend Yvonne back to the airport, I returned home to find myself sinking into my bed. The next morning, I commented to my roommate that I felt drained, even though I had slept all night. I was drained, and it was more than a physical or mental drain. In the moving truck, among my houseplants, my lily was struggling to maintain her poise also. To recharge, she redirected all of her energy into one healthy leaf. She is beginning to recover, but would never have been able to do so without healing energy. While I have shown her the utmost tender care from the outside, her healing is coming from within her bulb. The environment is equipped to heal itself from certain levels of pollution. Rivers and streams are capable of cleansing themselves if left alone. The ocean is able to erase any signs of an oil spill if given enough time. Even groundwater purifies itself naturally when it first seeps through the layers of earth. Smog will accumulate when there is more air pollution than the local atmosphere can disperse. When levels reach a certain tipping point, air pollution can cause serious health concerns. It has been shown that as soon as contamination is reduced, the air quality bounces back to normal levels. The pollution did not stop, but even minor adjustments have been shown to have a measurable effect. The air is always working to clean itself. We just have to cooperate. An ant colony has the ability to recover from a catastrophic disaster. Days of steady rain cannot drown it out. The ants emerge with the sun and begin immediate repair work. What makes these tiny miracles so adept at survival? An ordinary anthill displays an amazingly efficient use of healing energy. The American bald eagle was once on the brink of extinction. The conservation efforts shown by government agencies and concerned citizens brought that species back. The collective healing intention of many people rescued an entire species from annihilation. The power available to a compassionate human race is staggering. On a smaller scale, although no less important, is the human body's remarkable ability to heal itself. We learn in school that when we cut our hand, extra blood delivers healing power to the wound. When it first begins to bleed, it is flushing out harmful bacteria before platelets start to form, creating a scab. This built-in Band-Aid is genuinely astonishing. Platelets are found in everyone, whether you believe in them or not, and they act according to definite principles. There are about 200 different types of cells in the human body. Each class performs according to particular instructions in its DNA. Unpredictable cells are seen as red flags by doctors because they run a high risk for not operating according to the encoded principles. If they are not identified and taken care of, they will misdirect the body's natural healing energy. External forces can also provide a significant source of healing energy. The sunrise, different types of music, and even a change in the aroma of a room can shift a person's energy output from negative to positive. Certain things have been found to stimulate our inner healing energy. Modern therapies draw upon this truth. Light therapy, music therapy, and aromatherapy have all been used for healing body and mind. Plants, excellent sources of positive energy, maintain our breathable atmosphere, converting toxic molecules into oxygen. For thousands of years, humanity has relied on them as a source of food, oxygen, and healing. Flowers are a source of fragrance and beauty. Trees provide shelter. The symbiosis between human and plant is as old as humanity itself, and the benefits are as varied as the plant kingdom itself. The peace lily, for example, improves the air quality inside of the home while projecting a spiritual vibration of harmony. Rosemary, also well known as an air purifier, has many additional attributes. It instantly relieves some types of fatigue and anxiety, improves memory, and promotes healthy sleep habits. Jasmine, a flower known for its exotic perfume, also radiates an energy known to strengthen relationships and calm the mind. Bamboo, used in Asian cultures for thousands of years as a symbol of good fortune, is believed to influence the energy around it, promoting action and vitality. Feng Shui uses the orchid for attracting positive energy into a home. Those of us who live in the American Southwest are familiar with the aloe vera plant and all of its healing properties. This edible succulent is also believed to bring good luck and positive energy. Holy basil can clear the air of negativity, creating a fertile space for positive energy to flourish. Sage is widely known for its incredible ability to cleanse the home of negativity, anger, and even fear. A cactus is easy to care for and protects from envious people. It also neutralizes the electromagnetic energy from household appliances. The chrysanthemum not only has gorgeous flowers, but is a symbol of honesty and purity. In many Asian cultures, it is revered as a symbol of long life and will boost your mood and energy levels. For years, we have known how critical sleep is for good health. It is a natural function of every mammal, and when it is significantly disrupted, it can cause dangerous mood changes and even hallucinations. Trying to function without sleep is like trying to live without food, almost impossible. Both lack of food and lack of sleep will cause a significant depletion of healing energy. Recuperating from typical daily life becomes difficult without proper rest. During a usual sleep cycle, the body carries out essential functions, such as repairing itself while the brain slows the heart rate. Prayer and meditation increase healing energy. They also help train our mind to beneficially transform negativity. When we direct our energy towards someone's healing, it can be made available to them. Prayer does not have to be long and winded. A prayer for healing can be 5 seconds or 5 hours. The general effect is the same. Meditation will reduce stress, increase concentration, self-awareness, happiness, and acceptance. It promotes cardiovascular health and acts as an immunity booster. Forgiveness in all of its forms acts as a turbo boost of healing energy. Holding on to resentment is a shortcut to illness, but forgiving and moving on is like washing and bandaging a wound. Practicing forgiveness is one of the best things you can do for your health. If you are harboring resentful feelings towards someone, you are at a higher risk for serious health problems. Resentful emotions can create a dangerous blockage in your body's natural healing systems. Holding a grudge will distract us from more noble goals. Our sleeping and eating habits will also be affected to some degree by that kind of negativity. It is directly linked to stress hormone elevation in the body. For many individuals, the choice to live and let live is a daily path of peace. When anything causes an elevation in stress hormone levels, the list of potential symptoms is quite long. The physical symptoms of stress include tiredness, insomnia, sleeplessness, muscle tension, headaches, loss of libido, upset stomach, constipation or diarrhea, nausea, dry mouth, painful clenching of the jaw, frequent viral infections, ringing of the ears, nervousness, chest pain, and rapid heartbeat. Mental and emotional symptoms of stress include distracting thoughts, inability to focus, forgetfulness, depression, anxiety, hair loss, nail biting or other fidgeting, changes in weight, higher likelihood of becoming addicted to nicotine, and an increased risk for abusing alcohol or drugs. When stress levels remain elevated for years at a time, it can cause obesity, anorexia, acne, cardiac problems, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, as well as heart attack or stroke. Ignoring your need for positive energy is very risky for your health. Babies know when they need the healing of their mother's touch. They will cry for it. Experts have established that a regular dose of human connection is required for a newborn to develop into a well-adjusted toddler. The need for human attachment is much more than a theory. Ask anyone who has ever felt truly lonely. Human connection is the web through which our person-to-person healing energy is distributed. Our close relationships with other people will change and grow. Friendships, romances, family members, teachers, co-workers, and neighbors weave themselves together in a web of energy bonds and connections to become stronger with time. Human kinship is the conduit through which we can transfer healing energy. Some people give the universal energy a religious name, such as God, Brahman, Jesus, Buddha, the Holy Ghost, the Supreme Being, Elohim, Allah, etc. To avoid sending out the negative energy toward any religious group, I choose to use the term healing energy. I have never seen healing energy work more for one religion than another. I respect all beliefs because, in my opinion, sickness and healing are human, not religious issues. Call it whatever brings you comfort and peace. Imagine a world where everyone is willing to radiate only positive healing energy. Studies have shown that this is not an impossible scenario. In fact, it would be the most practical for all of us. The ancient practices of meditation and prayer have demonstrated that healing will be exponentially intensified when energies are unified and focused toward a specific intent. There is energy in what we touch and what we put into our bodies as well. Most people acknowledge that smoking and drinking are unhealthy in excess. However, we also need to stay mindful of the foods we eat. There are thousands of books that explain the importance of a balanced diet, so there is no need to get into that. I do want to encourage you to eat fresh and organic foods. They are high in positive living energy. Processing food with too many chemicals will strip it of its positivity. Each person's body is unique, and each one requires different combinations of food to maintain optimum health. How you provide nourishment for your body is up to you, but there are a couple of recommendations I would make. First, carefully observe the food you eat. Read the ingredients. Second, pay attention to how your body reacts after every meal. By staying in tune with what our body is asking for, we will intuitively know if we are eating right. Hopefully, this book will help you to identify positive and negative thoughts and energy. The real difficulty is usually not in discerning between positive and negative energy, but in choosing to limit the negativity around you. This might require setting healthy boundaries with someone that brings us down. If the energy you are sharing is negative, make a conscious effort to change it to positive, however you can. This is not an easy task. It will take discipline to turn negative thoughts around. When reflecting on the day's events, identify the positive and negative energy you experienced and follow your inner guide to discover your own power to change the energy frequencies you project every day. Tomorrow, use what you have learned. This is how we start the healing energy process. I had a dream. I had a dream. In my dream, everyone I cared about unintentionally judged me according to their ideals, beliefs, traditions, cultures, and inspirations. In my dream, I tried to please everyone I thought was important to me in my life. My mother, father, brother, sister, friends, bosses, co-workers, spiritual leaders, media, and even doctors. I let their version on me shape who I was. I tried to be taller, shorter, thinner, heavier, smarter, more spiritual, attractive, sexy, and ambitious. While I was asleep, I thought I wanted to be like anyone but myself. I was the only one who made bad choices. Everyone was my ideal of the right height, weight, education, spiritually in tone, attractiveness, sexy and ambitious. The disappointment this brought to me was beyond description. It was so difficult. I contemplated taking my own life on more than one occasion. Then, one day I woke up from my dream. After I woke, I realized how miserable I was, trying to fit into the mold of perfection I thought others convinced me I was not fitting into. I am a person who chooses to see the good in others, regardless of what they look like, believe, or the life path they choose, and forgive them and any hurt they sent my direction to make themselves feel better. Furthermore, I loved, admired, and forgave those who looked for flaws in my appearance, behavior, spirituality, and life path choices. Now, I understood I did not have to mold myself into everyone else's shape. I only needed to find the shape that fit me, letting positive energy guide my direction and growth. It was not as difficult as I thought it was in my dream. Really, it was simple. I no longer needed to listen to others' version of who, what, or how I should be. All I needed to do was be who I was inside, and work on letting that person shine. I learned from my dream. Those who judged me must have been very unhappy themselves, and felt a need to turn their focus to others away from the judgments placed on them. When I woke up, I had complete clarity. My goal now is to maintain my happiness and joy. With the newfound positive energy this has brought into my life, I choose to only let my positive energy and words go out into the universe. If that positive energy helps you on your journey, I will truly be grateful for the opportunity to offer that up. I will not judge you or point out your bad choices. I will only love you and share any positive energy you send me back in return. Teresa Lindley. This has been Positive Energy Heals from the Healing Energy series. Written by Teresa Lindley. Narrated by Kayla Quinn. Copyright 2018 by Teresa N. Lindley. Production copyright 2018 by Teresa N. Lindley.
Audible hopes you have enjoyed this program.